So let's review the sentences for chapter 11. Practice and review. Number 1. Eum ad eam cum alio agricola heri mettebant. Here's your verb, mettebant, third person, plural, imperfect, active indicative. They were sending, or they sent, because the adverb yesterday. They sent, here's your direct object, him, accusative, singular, masculine. Ad eam, now we have a series of, or at least two of them, prepositional phrases. Ad eam, to her, cum alio agricola. Alio modifies agricola. Agricola is ablative, singular, masculine. And even though it has what looks to be a feminine ending, cum takes the ablative with the farmer, with another farmer. So they sent him to her with another farmer yesterday. Number 2. Tu autem filiam beatem eius nunc amas. You is your subject, amas is the verb, second person singular, present, active, indicative. You love. Now notice the you and the you, this two here equals you, it's the subject, and this s at the end, the ending indicates you is the subject, you singular. This is an emphasis. You, moreover, and we have this autem here, moreover, so it really brings that out. You, however, or moreover, you now love the beautiful daughter, eius, equals of him, but we usually say his. You, moreover, now love his beautiful daughter. This is accusative singular feminine, and beatam modifies that. Number 3. Propter amicitiam, ego hoc facio. Quid tu facies, mi amici? We have a couple different sentences here. Propter is a preposition. It always takes the accusative, preposition plus accusative. And this equals propter. Very, very common. It means on account of, or because of. On account of whatever, and in this case it's friendship. Because of friendship, ego, I, okay, there's the emphasis, I do this, or I am doing this. This is the present. This is first person singular, present, active, indicative. What will you do? To, whoops, that's not the verb, to facies, second person singular, future, active indicative. Notice the contrast here. Why do we have to include the ego, or let me rephrase that. Does the speaker need to specify the ego and the to in this sentence? In other words, would we translate this any different in English? No, we would not. But he was not making this sentence for us. This is not a Latin, a Roman writer making a sentence for English speakers. He was making it for other Romans. And so he is contrasting, I am doing this. What will you do? Do you see the subtlety, the difference? I acknowledge, I'm very aware that it does not make any difference in our translation whether they use the ego here or not. But it does have a subtle difference in the Latin. Because of friendship, I am doing this. What will you? You. I'm doing this. What will you do, my friend? And it doesn't always mean, in this sentence, obviously, my tone is indicating there's some sort of a confrontation here, and there's not always a confrontation. But perhaps in my head, the scenario I envision in this sentence is confrontational. But again, I just want to be clear, it's not always confrontational, it's just emphasis. Number 4, Vosne eastem literas ad eum mitre cras audebitis? Here's a mouthful, isn't it? Let's break this one up very carefully. Vos ne. Okay, ne indicates this is a question, equals a question. Great. So, something about you. What are you all doing? You, plural. This is your nominative, plural. We don't know if it's you women, you men, whatever. Here, notice the second person plural, future, active, indicative. Okay? This is an adverb. This cross is an adverb. Kras is the adverb that means tomorrow. Tomorrow, I spelled it right. Okay, audebitus means dare, and so this is your complementary infinitive. Dare to send. Now let's look at these three, the remaining words. Accusative, plural, feminine, direct object. Eastem, it modifies the letters, and this dem means the same. Ad eum, ad plus the accusative equals to. And it means direction. Okay? Not to as in indirect object. I'm giving this to you. This is a physical going from one place to another. So, you, wosne, will you dare to send, mitere, tomorrow, the same letters to him? Now, I don't know what's going on, but will you dare to send the same letters to him tomorrow? Don't know. Number 5. Veni mi amice et duc me ad eius discipulam amabote. So, amabote just means please. So please. Veni. This is your singular imperative of the verb venio, venire, veni, ventum. Come, my friend. Et duc is another singular imperative. Singular imperative. Lead. Lead what? Me. Me ad eius discipulam. Notice this is ad discipulam, to the student, discipulam, but they've injected, put right in this phrase, eius. So it's not hanging out there. It's nice that you can compartmentalize it, put it in the ad discipulum, and put this right in the middle. To his student. Come, my friend, and lead me to his student. Duc comes from, let's look at this one for just a second. Let me take a side note. Duco, let me start over. Duco, ducere, duxi, ductum. Now you're thinking, wait a minute, I want the present imperative to be duci. There's 4 words in Latin that have an irregular singular imperative. Dic, duc, fac, fair. You haven't had all these words. Duc you were getting right now. Fac you've had. Dic, duc, fac, fair. Those, it's just irregular. That's all there is. And there's no rhyme or reason behind it. I mean, I think there's a reason in the origin of the words. But these 4 words, and these 4 words only, the imperative, the singular imperative is dic, duc, fac, fair. I think it's because they're incredibly old, incredibly common. And even in modern Italy, when you go, they say, dimmi. That's what they say when you walk into a store. Dimmi. Dimmi, tell me what you want. Dic. That's the equivalent of dic. Dic, duc, fac, fair. Those are just 4 irregular singular imperatives. So, what does this sentence mean? Come, my friend, and lead me to his student, please. Number 6. Post laborum eius gratias magnas ei agemus. All right. Post laborum, this means after work. I just got that out of the way because I recognized it immediately. Normally I would say go to the end of the verb, end of the sentence and get the verb, but post laborum means after work. Same phrase we have today. Agemus. What tense is agemus? Well, what does it come from? Ago, agere, egi, actum. And agemus, it's the third conjugation. The sign for the present tense in the third conjugation is an I, so this must be the future tense. We will give, or we will do. What will we do? Thanks. Magna, not just thanks, accusative, plural, feminine, but magnas, put a dotted arrow, magnas, thanks. To him, or for him. This is your indirect object. Indirect object, that's why it's dative. Singular, could be masculine, could be feminine, we don't know. We are giving, after work, we are giving him or her great thanks. And then eius goes here. It is the genitive singular, could be masculine, could be feminine. It equals his or hers. So after his work, we will give him or her, whichever one you want, whichever one you decided, much thanks. So after his work, we will give him much thanks, or after her work, we will give her great thanks or much thanks. We say much thanks, not great. Either one. Number 7. Tune veritatem in eo libro demonstras. Tune, notice this ne is just a question, and now it's the nominative singular for you, and the gender depends on who you're talking to, doesn't it? But here's your verb, second person singular, present, active, indicative. Are you demonstrating? Are you showing truth? Accusative, singular, feminine. In eo libro, in the book? Are you showing truth in the book, or are you just publishing a bunch of lies? I don't know what's going on. Again, there's no reason why I'm making it confrontational, and I apologize for that. It does not intend to be confrontational. Are you pointing out, are you demonstrating, are you showing truth in the book? Oh, good. But I'm glad to hear it. It's just a question in this case. In eo libro is just the ablative of place where. In takes the ablative when it means in the location, as opposed to into. Number 8. Audeatur esse semper idem. Dare. This is your singular imperative. Dare. Therefore. To be. Complementary infinitive. You don't see this often. Complementary infinitive. This is the present active indicative of the word sum, esse, fui, futurum. Always dare to be what? Idem, the same. Always dare to be the same. Therefore. Number 9. Venitne natura morum nostrorum ex nobis solis. Again, the question. Wheelock loading up the questions, but this is venite, third person singular, present, active, indicative of the verb venio, venire, veni, ventum. And it's does it come? Does what come? The nature. Nominative, singular, feminine. The nature, genitive. Genitive, plural, masculine, of habit, of character, of our character. Does the nature of our character come from ex nobis, from us alone? The implication is, or are there other factors on us? Are we good because internally we're good, or are we good because other factors act on us? Nature versus nurture, I guess. Does the nature of our character come from us alone? Number 10. Dum ratio nos ducet, valebimus, et multa benegeremus. So we have two sort of sentences here. While, the dum just means while. This is a dumb clause. While this happens, then we will do this, and not just that, we will do that. So again, I want you to focus on understanding the structure of the sentence without really worrying about what's happening yet. Okay? I mean, you have to get some words in there like the et, oh, and recognize the verbs. Oh, so there's two verbs. So in the first part of the sentence, while something happens, be done with it. Then something else and something else is happening. Does that make sense? So for the first part, nominative singular feminine. Reason, what does reason do? It has something to do with leading. There's some leading going on. Reason is doing the leading. But what tense is it? It comes from the word duco, ducere, duxi, ductum, and where do we get the e? That's in the future tense, third person singular, future, active indicative. So long as, or while reason leads us, valebimus, this is the future, first person plural, future active indicative. We will be strong, and We will carry out. That's what accomplish. Accomplish, yeah, that's a good one. Geremus means accomplish. First person plural. Future. Active. Indicative. We will accomplish what? Multa. Accusative, plural, neuter. Many things well. So long as, or while reason leads us, we will be strong and we will accomplish many things, or we will carry out many things well. Let me remind you of what I've said before about duquet in the future, because I just translated it as a present tense. While we do this, we will be strong. Well, wouldn't it be better to say while reason will lead us? Yes, that would make more sense. But we are sloppy in English when it comes to the future tense. Remember, hey, are you going to Publix? Meaning, hey, what are you doing tonight? Are you going to Publix? Well, I am not going to Publix now, but I will be going tonight. Well, that's what I said. Are you going? No, you used the present tense. You said, are you going to Publix? When you mean, will I be going to Publix? You see what I'm saying? We use the future tense for the present, the present tense for the future all the time, and that would frustrate a student of a Roman Latin student, or a Roman student who's learning English. Are you going to Publix? Well, that's the present tense. Yes, but I mean it for the future. What? So that's why I translated it in the present tense, because that's just what we do in English. The Romans would not do that, and they didn't do that. That yes, the Romans say, while reason in the future leads us, so long as reason will lead us. That just sounds like bad English, but that's how the Romans do it, and that's not how we do. So while reason leads us, we will be strong, and we will carry out many things well. Number 11. Illum tumorem in hoc viro uno invenimus. Blah blah, illum, not the subject, timorem, not the subject, in hoc viro uno, great, I know that all goes together, just a hunch. Invenimus, there's my verb. First person, plural, present, active, indicative. What would the future of this be? It comes from invenio, invenire, inveni, didn't get enough words, inveni, inventum. The future would be in veniemus, because that E is the sign of the future. So this is the present. We find illum timorem, the fear, accusative, singular, neuter. What kind of fear? Masculine, excuse me. That fear. I don't know what that fear is, but presumably we know there's some scenario going on. We discover that fear in this man alone. In this one man. In this one man is probably a little better. We find that fear in this one man. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a fear of little water bottles. I don't know, but we find that fear in this man, in this one man. He's the only man that's afraid of little water bottles. And we find that fear in this man alone. You gotta make the sentences mean something. So even though I don't know what that fear means, grammatically, I can translate it. Number 12. Sine labore autem nulla pax in civitatem eorum veniet. Look at that. From the sentence I had before, veniemus. Notice that's the future tense, because the present would be venit. So just from remembering from the sentence before, third person singular, future, active, indicative. So something will come. What will arrive? Well, let's put sine labore, just means without work. However, peace. There we go. Peace will come. That's my nominative, singular, feminine. Peace will come. Oh no, not peace. What kind of peace? No peace. Nulla pax. No peace will come into the state. Into whose state? Their state. This is your genitive, plural, masculine, eorum, into the state of theirs, of them. We say their. That's our genitive. His, hers, their. That's the English genitive. So without work, moreover, no peace will come into their state. 13. Oh, good one. Studium non solum pecuniae sed etiam voluptatis homines nimium trahit. Alii eas cupiditates vincere possunt, alii non possunt. So, let's break this down without worrying at all about what it means. Clues. Non solum. Let me highlight that. Non solum. I'll not highlight it, but circle it in a different color. Non solum sed etiam. Non solum sed etiam means not only, but also. So in this case, not only pecuniae, but also voluptatis, whatever it means. Don't know what it means. It just struck me as I was going through it. But again, I'm not worried about translating it now. I just want to understand the structure. So the structure is not only pecuniae, but also voluptatis. And again, don't know what it means at the moment. I'm not concerned voluptatis. I'm just getting the structure. Trahit. Something trahits. Third person singular. Present active indicative. And I'm going to say that probably studium trahits. So studium, not only pecuniae, sed etiam voluptatis trahit. There we go. Again, let's not worry about what it means. Let's look at this other part of the sentence too. Alii, 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 alii equals some, blah, 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 and others, blah, blah, blah. So some possunt, some are able, others non-possunt, others are not able. Well, there you go. Okay. Not worried about translating. So some are able. I know, vincere, there's my infinitive, the complementary infinitive, with some are able to do something. So some are able to do something, others are not able to do something. Great. Now that we understand the structure, let's get to translating. Study, eagerness, desire. Okay, desire, I'll go with that. Study, eagerness, desire, not only for money or of money, but also of desire. Trahit. Trahit means to drag. Drags men too much. Eagerness of money and also desire. Not only of money, but also desire. Drags men too much. Draws men too much. Men are drawn by money and lust, I guess you would say. Some are able to conquer the desires. Notice this eas cupiditates, accusative, plural, feminine. Eas modifies it. Not these desires, not those desires, but just the desires. The desires I'm talking about. Is ea id is a weak demonstrative. Not that strong demonstrative like that one or this one, but a weak demonstrative like the one. It's not quite a word for the. It's a little stronger than our article the, but it's not this or that. Does that make sense? So, desire, not only for money, but also desire, eagerness, not only of money, but also desire drags men too much. Some are able to conquer the desires, others are not. And you can repeat are not able. The Romans would repeat it. I think in English we might often leave it out. 14. Let's get to the English. His life was always dear to the whole people. Life was dear. Nominative, singular feminine, third person singular imperfect, active indicative. Always is an adverb. Dear is the adjective that modifies that. To the whole people. We don't need a word for to. We don't need a word for the. We just need a word for people. It is the dative, singular masculine. Whole modifies it. His, genitive, singular masculine. And we're going to use the pronoun is, ea, id. There, I've analyzed everything. Let's just jump to it. His, eus. Life, vita. Was, erat. Always, semper. Dear, kara, because it needs to modify vita. To the whole, we know that we want toti populo. Toti is one of those. You're wanting it in most other adverbs, except for those una snauta most other adjectives, except the una snauta adjectives, are going to have to, populo. But this is one of those that has the quirkiness. The only change I think I would make, we could do it a couple different ways. I think I would start it with vita. Vita eius. His life. You could say, to the whole people, toti populo. Erat. Semper cara. Or maybe populo semper erat cara. I for sure would put vita first. But the rest of it is none. Let me be clear. None of this is wrong from your point of view. I just want you to get the translations down. But I think vita for sure would be first. Vita eius toti populo erat semper cara. 15. You will often find them and their friends with me in this place. You is your subject. Will find. There we go. Often is just the adverb that means often. You will find them, accusative, plural, masculine, and their friends, them and friends, so that also has to be accusative, plural, masculine. With me, prepositional phrase. In this place, also prepositional phrase. Great. You will find, you can use another word for you. I'm going to say no in this case. I'm just going to put it as part of them. You will find, second person, singular, future, active, indicative. Great. Them, we've already identified, and their, genitive, plural, masculine. Accusative, plural, masculine is friends. With me is going to be the ablative, singular, masculine. In this place, in places, ablative, singular, neuter. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm just identifying everything. And now I'm going back to translate them. You will find in weni ace. Often, saipe. Them, not these people, not those people, but them, eos. You will often find them at, and the eorum, genitive plural, and their friends, amicos. With me, me cum. We put that cum at the end when we use the personal pronoun. In hoc loco. What changes would I make? I don't know. I might put eos et eorum amicos. Eorum amicos. Mecum in hoc loco. Saipe. Then I'll put the in venies in there at the end. That just makes it a little more Latin. Them and their friends with me in that place you'll find. I just like that sound of it. But again, strictly, this is only just to tweak our Latin. Most important for you to get the grammar. And the word order is not important, certainly for grading purposes for me at this point. 16. We, however, shall now capture their forces on this road. We shall capture. Let's make it, you know what? Okay, I'm going to hold off on just a minute. We shall capture now is just an adjective, adverb that means now. Forces, okay, that's your accusative, plural, feminine. On this road, road is ablative, singular, feminine. There is genitive, plural, masculine. This one I do want to translate we as a separate word, nos, autem, because it is separating and is making it distinct. See, in number 15, it's just, you'll often find. There's not a contrast, there's no emphasis, unless you can think of some scenario in which you wanted to emphasize you. But for the most part, it's just, yeah, you'll find them. Not you will find them, as opposed to they, Or, oh yeah, you will find. I mean, I just don't think there's a need for emphasis in this one. A clue for emphasis in this sentence is we, however, not like them, not that other team, not that other group, we will capture. First person plural, future, active, indicative. So we, however, capiemos, we will take, capiemos, their forces, kopios, eorum, of them, in hoc, on this road. And I wonder where I would put it. I guess I could put capiemos on the end. I like that. We, however, their forces on this road will. I think that's the only change I would make. I would be tempted to put capiemos at the end. But again, do you see my reasons for putting nos, indicating nos, separating nos, even though the we is captured in the verb? Okay, by all means, I get it, but I think the sentence calls for a little more emphasis that this one did not. And that's all we're talking about in this chapter. 17. Since I was saying the same things to him about you and his other sisters, your brother was not listening. 2 sentences. Let's worry about the structure. Your brother was listening. Okay. Nominative singular masculine. Was listening. Third person singular imperfect. Active indicative. He wasn't listening. Not. We'll throw that in. Okay. Since. I think we could say because. Quote. Because I was saying. There's your imperfect indicative. First person singular imperfect active indicative. The things, that was what I was saying, accusative plural neuter. I wrote masculine, I meant neuter. And same modifies it. To him, now we're talking to him. This is your indirect object. So it's dative singular masculine. About you is ablative singular, masculine or feminine, doesn't matter in this case. And his other sisters, ablative plural feminine. His is genitive singular masculine. We're just messing this all up, but that's okay. We're just worried about analyzing it. Now let's go one word at a time. Since, because, quote. I, and do you want to emphasize that or not? Your choice. Well, since I was saying the same thing, maybe if someone else had been saying it, it wouldn't happen. But since so let's throw it in there. Here's a clue. That's the chapter this word is in, so we'll throw it in there. Since I, ego, was saying, DK bomb, the same things, eadem. And this is the substantive use of the adjective. I don't need to put, have a word for things. I can just put the word for the same in the accusative plural neuter. Since I was saying the same things to him, AE, about you, de, te, et, and about his sisters, the aliis, sororibus, and his sisters. We get the eus in there. Your brother, tuus frater, known, listening, audie, hearing, audie bot. Do I want to switch this around? So first and foremost, grammatically this is fine. Because I was speaking the same things to him about you and his other sisters, your brother was not listening. I'd be tempted to say, since it might be nice to put I to him. Ego aedk bomb. Since I was to him saying the same things about you, and I might be tempted to put eus in front of, and eus aliis sororibus. Your brother was not listening. Again, these are just tweaks of things that to me, based on experience and hearing it, I just think it sounds a little better to do them this way. At this stage in the game, it is not your concern necessarily, but some of you may want to know this. I mean, let's face it, this is one of the awesome things about Latin, is that we can change things around to make it sound a little, just to give it a little more feel. And I like that, I to him, because I to him was speaking the same things. Yeah, I think that's nice. So, next, Sententiae antiquae. Number 1, virtus tua mea amicum tibi facit. Subject, virtus, verb, facit. Virtue, what kind of virtue? Your virtue. Your virtue makes, third person singular, present, active, indicative of the verb facio, facere, faci, factum, which means makes. Your virtue makes me a friend to you. Tibi is the indirect object, and it is because it is the dative, singular, and it could be masculine, feminine, or it could be neuter for that matter. Your virtue makes me a friend to you. Number 2, id solum est carum mihi. Relatively straightforward. There's your verb is. What is? That alone is dear to me. This is one of those short sentences from the Sententiae antiquae. Number 3, si vales bene est ego valeo. I like this sentence. This is just valeo. Remember, this is the verb valeo, valere, valui. I believe it's valatum, if it exists. If you are well, it's good. I am well. If you're, that's how they began their sentences. SVV. If you are well, I am well. Dear Bob, we say dear so-and-so. They would say SVV. If you're well, I am well. Bene est mihi quod tibi bene est. It is good to me that which is good to you. Or no, I think it's better. It is good to me because it is good to you. Yeah, that's different. Quod equals that which, or because. I think in this sentence, because makes sense. It is good because it is good to me, because it is good to you. Fair enough. Number 5, vale et tu bene vale. Farewell, and you a good farewell. That's just a greeting. One guy says, this is the word for goodbye. Goodbye, and goodbye to you. Quid he de te nunc sentiut? What do these guys now, adverb, think about you? What do these guys now think about you? I don't know what you did to make them question what they think, but what do these guys now think about you? Number 7, I guess this is your answer. They all think the same thing. They haven't changed. Omnes, this is your subject, all of them, all the guys, think, verb, third person, plural, present, active, indicative, the same thing. 8, video neminem ex ace hodie esse amicum tibi. I see that nobody out of those guys today is a friend to you. I see, I'll write them down this way. This is a little unusual for me. I see no one out of those people to be a friend to you today. Yeah, I see nobody out of those guys that's a friend to you today. Number 9. Homines videre caput cicerones in rostris poterant. The men were able to see, this is your complementary infinitive, the head of Cicero on the rostra. The rostrum is the platform, the speaker's platform. The men were able to see that, and yeah, they cut off the head of Cicero and plopped it up there. Number 10. Non omnes eadem ament, aut eastem cupiditates studiaque habent. Not all of them love the same, or do they have the same desires and interests, eagernesses, if that's a word. They do not all, I guess they do not love the same things. All love not. They do not love the same things, or do they, or nor, and they do not have the same desires and eagernesses. 11. Nec tecum possum vivere, nec sine te. And not with you am I able to live, nor without you. How's that? Possum, I am able not to live with you, nor without you. This is tecum means with you, and sine te, without you. The precursor to you two, with or without you. Number 12. Verus amicus est alter idem. A true friend is another same thing. Is another self, is guess what it is. A true thing is another, a true friend is another same thing. Yeah, it's just a quirky little saying. And that's it for the Sententia Antiqui. Have a great day.